Disclaimer. This is adult content. So if you have children around, please send them back into their cages, put on your earphones, and go to an area so that they won't be able to hear the adult humor and language. If you yourself are sensitive to adult humor and language, please understand that we do not want to offend any of our listeners and hope that you'll stick around for future content. You have been warned. Thank you. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to our newest episode of Pink Yoga. Hello, everybody. Now, first and foremost, if you didn't know, if you're new, I am the one and only Devereaux. Devin J. Dev if you're nasty. And you might get nasty in this episode. We will see.
Ow.
But I am not alone. I am here with Nick at Night.
Nick Lloyd better cut me a check.
That's right. And our other special host, Miss Gigi Michelle.
Whoop, whoop. Hello.
Now, guys, I do have to, before we start our episode, I do want to shout out Miss Gigi Michelle. She has her new show going on. It's officially starting up. Would you like to talk about it? Give us the name.
Okay, so my show is called Keep It G. It is with One Shot Radio. I am very excited about it. And it is about relationships. Everything with relationships.
Awesome. Now, what are your platforms so that people know where to go to listen to you?
So you would have to download the One Shot Radio app and listen in every Wednesday from 6 to 7.
Awesome. Now, guys, make sure you tune in because Lord knows that I will be, and so will Nick at Night.
Oh, yes,
and
of course.
Thank you.
Gigi's there, so she's obviously going to be tuned in. So thank you guys so
I
much.
hope so.
Yes.
Oh.
She's there. But for today's topic, like I said last week and like I moaned in last week, we are going to be talking about sex. All the different facets of sex. Well, maybe not all, but we'll definitely be hitting a good few core ones today. So, first things first, I definitely want to talk about the more serious side, and that is the topic of safe sex.
Please.
You know, so my question to you all would be, how would someone practice safe sex?
Definitely condoms. And that's it. Just use some condoms. And make sure y'all go for checkups and all that different type of stuff. Even if you are using condoms, still go for your checkups. Still, pay attention to your area for anything that may seem abnormal, any type of, whatever.
Yes.
Just always stay alert.
And add to that too, I think what a lot of people don't realize is because they don't make condoms just for men.
No.
They do make female condoms as well.
Yep.
They do go, they're a lot bigger and they go a lot deeper. So I do think that women, it's not just, obviously, there's condoms being sold for men all over the place at every CVS, Rite Aid, hell, even a gas station. But women, you do have condoms as well. You don't have to just rely on birth control. There is a condom out there for you as well. Nick, what are your opinions?
There are 5 key things that you must do if you want to practice safe sex.
Oh, Lord.
One of them is wash your ass. Always wash your ass.
That is very important.
Make sure you stay clean in every hole possible.
Every hole is a goal.
Amen. Make sure everything is clean.
Yes.
2, make sure that when you go and buy condoms, buy the right size.
Yes.
Because if you buy them too big or you buy them too small, you run into the risk of ripping. And
don't believe the hype. Don't believe the myth of wearing 2 condoms, because that makes it even worse.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That wears down the material even more so than just using one.
And that you will. Yeah. Oh yeah. Most definitely. 3 is watch what kind of lube you buy too.
Yes.
Because
buy water based, not oil based.
Because if you pay attention in school, pH is a thing. And when you sitting there, you think, oh shit, I'm about to get some for it's about to feel great. Lube dries up.
Yes, it does.
Fast and in a hurry.
Yes, it does.
So
Use a lot of spit.
If you buy,
I can't.
if you
a
buy,
lot of spit. No, but seriously, because a lot of those water-based lubes, it needs that moisture to keep going. And then I'm sorry, you drying up. First of all, get that checked.
It's not a race against time. It's not a race.
Yes, it's not a race. But that spit, it helps keep it smooth and going. Because your pH balances, like you said, they matter.
Mm-hmm. Because if you get the wrong shit, you will wind up scarring something.
Mm-hmm.
You'll wind up ripping something.
Mm-hmm.
So,
what's the next rule?
if you ever wash your dick, make sure you rinse it off completely.
Yes.
Because soap will dry your shit up and you will have cuts for days.
Yes.
And if you are one who likes to have a lot of butt play, that can be a real problem.
I'll be diving into that. Also another thing too that I just remembered, when it comes to oral sex, ladies and gentlemen, do not brush your teeth right before you do it, because a lot of times the bristles on the toothbrush can cause like minor openings and whatnot. So
really
you don't want that to cause a bunch of problems in your mouth.
That's true.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And it's like minor cuts and abrasions that you wouldn't even notice.
And my last,
Okay.
please wash your ass.
Yes.
Please. I'd say that twice.
Yes.
That's like a big thing.
And I will also say too, when it comes to that, although let's be grown. Let's just be grown.
Mm-hmm.
Although raw sex feels great, because I'm not gonna hold you up. I've had it.
Yeah,
baby. And it feels so much
It's a
better.
beautiful thing.
It's a beautiful thing.
He'll make you do some wrong shit.
And hello.
Literally.
But it is not safe. It is not safe, especially if you're somebody who is active with multiple people. You have to be very precautious about that.
I feel like that is the scariest thing, having
Yeah.
unprotected sex, as in today's time.
Yes, it's terrifying.
That is the scariest thing right now.
Yeah, and what a lot of
people don't give a fuck.
Yeah, and what a lot of people don't realize is that there are so many STDs or STIs that they're calling them now out here that don't hit you immediately.
Yeah.
Like sometimes it takes a while for them to really get in your system. You don't even know about it.
Yep.
Like honestly, you can have sex today, go get tested tomorrow, but it's not gonna pull up if you have HIV or whatever. It's not gonna pull that up.
That is very true.
It takes time. You have to be, the pull-out method. I understand why you do it, but it's not just about getting pregnant. It's not just about having kids. It's also about the fact that you're protecting yourself from these sexually transmitted diseases and infections. You have to be very careful.
Yeah, because AIDS and HIV and gonorrhea and all that stuff is real.
They're very real, and it can happen to anybody.
Literally.
Anybody.
And we're not just saying this to scare people. I mean, this is real.
It's real.
This is not something from Alien. This is like real life.
Yeah, sex is fun, but it comes with consequences if you don't do it properly.
Very true.
Yeah, like most things in life. But I do have a question for you all, because obviously, with social media being a huge thing in our society, sex has become easier to obtain.
Very.
Do you think, how do you guys feel about the fact that people are having sex at younger and younger ages?
I'm definitely not okay with it, and I definitely have a fear for when I do have children, especially having that conversation with them. But I feel like I lost my virginity at 14.
Right.
I feel like that was entirely too young, and I wish I had waited. So I'm definitely gonna, pressure the issue or press the issue with my children to wait. You're not missing out on anything. That
really
is
not.
Always going to be there.
Yeah.
You're not missing out on nothing. Please wait.
I can attest to that, and to the people that I've been lying to y'all, because I was embarrassed for a long time about how young I was when I lost my virginity. So I always go and say that I lost my virginity when I was 16. I've been lying.
Oh Lord.
I lost my virginity when I was in middle school, but I was an older middle schooler, so I had to have been maybe 13, 14, so around the same age.
Yeah.
But I was always very afraid to admit it and ashamed to admit it, because it's just it just doesn't look good.
It doesn't.
It's not a good look, and a lot of people look at that like, oh well, you don't have any self-respect or anything like that, and I feel like that's not the case.
Yeah, it's definitely not the case. I feel like it's just more of a experiment thing. Like, you've been hearing about this one thing for a while, and it's like, well, I feel like I'm pretty much old enough to really know what it, entitles.
Yeah.
So it's like, well, let me try this now.
Yeah, and I think on top of that too, you don't realize how intimate it is at that age.
Exactly.
There's this whole mindset. As young teens and adolescents, we're used to the idea of it just being fun and just being a good feeling,
Yep.
as opposed to the emotions that are tied to it.
Exactly.
The experience that can cause traumas or whatnot on your mentality.
Yep.
And
it will actually scar you for a while. I
Yeah.
won't say for the rest of your life, but it would definitely scar you. And you would definitely tell that scar story for the rest of your life.
Absolutely.
So,
And I think
yeah.
on top of that as well, like I can say for me personally, me having sex at such a young age has affected how I am as an adult now.
Me too.
Because I kind of have this attitude of I've been there, done that.
Yeah.
So for me, it's almost like I don't get excited about having sex. It's just more so like it's just an option.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that was on my show yesterday where I was saying that I not more so have sex to have sex, but that's basically what it is.
Yeah.
Like, be horny.
Yeah.
It's just like I just have sex.
Yeah, just to do it.
Yeah.
It's just something to do.
Exactly.
No, I get that 100%.
I'm pretty much just gonna downplay it
Okay.
because when I just lost my virginity, like I said before, it was the worst time of my life.
Mm-hmm.
And how old were you?
19.
Okay.
No, I was 18. I was
Okay.
18. I'm like, this is the worst time of my life.
Right, a good age.
Man.
It's the worst time of my life. This shit boring.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I need to let me get a rain check. Fuck this.
Look, a do-over.
Right.
She wasn't a virgin, was she?
No, she was.
Oh, okay.
So a do-over. Yes, I need one.
Yeah, no, but seriously, and I think because we've talked about this personally before, where your first sexual experience, it sets the tone for how you handle relationships, for how you deal with people in the future. Because obviously, I for myself, I can't speak for the people who have been molested or raped, as young children, but a lot of times you hear about those traumas that they experience where they have trouble being in relationships going forward in their in their later dating years.
And I do think that plays an important part on who you do it with.
Absolutely.
Because while it may not be good with another person, it may be stellar with another.
Yeah.
And that will determine how you set the scale for your relationship, because you can this is something that you pour a lot of emotion into.
Yeah.
Depending on how you go into it. And if you go into it not really caring, well then okay, nothing's lost.
Yeah.
But if you go into it with the person that you love, okay, now we're putting something on the table.
Yeah.
Now we're, things count.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like those who wait, I feel like they take sex more seriously.
They
where
do.
they probably won't too much have that whole phase. But I don't know. I feel like ones that do it younger, they usually have that whole phase.
Girl.
Or whatever.
But the problem is that it's glorified.
Yes.
It's glorified.
What, the whole phase?
No, like the sex in period. It's just glorified everywhere you go, and they make it seem like it's this big thing where it's like, okay, this is gonna be like the best time in your life, when in all actuality, it could be, but there are a lot, like we said earlier, there are a lot of consequences behind not doing it right.
And if you're not doing it with the right person, it's definitely not the best time.
Absolutely. And that's the thing, but I think once again that set the tone, like your first experience by it being so terrible, it set the tone for how you feel about sex and relationships in the future. Because to somebody who had a really good first time, that would be the best thing to them.
Exactly.
They had a really amazing experience,
and they're gonna want to do it all the time.
Yeah, that's like when you go to a restaurant and like maybe the service is horrible or the food is terrible. You're not gonna want to go there again. You're not gonna, and if you do give them a chance, it's always gonna be biased because of your first experience.
Because how I am about my relationship now.
Absolutely.
Of course.
Yeah, your relationship is great.
So it speaks for itself.
Yes.
But I also do believe that along with sex, there's also a lot of other things that will coalesce with how the relationship will go, depending on what you guys are into, what you guys think about certain things, your morals and ideals, they all align. And then when you have sex, it's like
Everything
like
accumulation of all
exactly.
Yeah.
See, and I think too when I think about like people having sex at younger ages, I disagree with it because I'll say this. I'm because on one hand, I don't think it's okay because once again at that age, for the most part, you don't understand the ramifications of what you're doing
At all.
But the reason why I'm on the fence is because for me, for example, when I had sex, I purely was ready for it in my mind because I was a mature person. I was a mature teenager. Mm-hmm. I didn't really have a lot of friends when I was younger, so I always hung around adults. So for me, it was a thing where I understood what I was doing when I went and did it. Mm-hmm. Looking back, would I have made the same decision? Who knows? But at that time, I was doing something that I felt comfortable doing. Mm-hmm. But I think it's more so a thing of instead of damning these children or damning these young people for having sex at 13, 14, and so on and so forth.
You need to educate them the right way.
We need to have an education because it's gonna happen.
Because I'm gonna tell you right now, sex is like a weapon.
Yeah.
It's like a weapon. It can hurt you, and once you're hurt, you are hurt.
Yeah.
And kids need to understand that there's a lot of responsibility.
And how to deal with it.
Absolutely.
How to do it, who you do it with. Mm-hmm. Hell, even when you do it.
Yeah.
That all plays a big. Sex it's crazy.
And complicated.
Yeah.
Very, very.
See, because I know for me, because I remember we talked in the episode before about how I have this wallet. And I think it's because the person that I had lost my virginity to is no longer living. Wow. And I didn't know about that until like years later because he had moved out of state. So we had lost contact. And it wasn't until years later I was looking for him. And when I found like one of his social media pages, it was just a bunch of rest in peace. It was like years ago. And so for me, it was like I was never able to like look to see where this relationship could have gone. Mm-hmm. You know, because obviously we liked each other, but he had to move. Mm-hmm. So it was kind of just that situation just kind of just set the tone for how I felt about, you know, being with people and having relationships or whatever. Because it was like, for some reason, his death was a symbolism for me of don't get too close to everybody.
Yep.
Because you never know. You never know what could happen. Mm-hmm. You know, and that was such an emotional thing, not because of the sex, but because this happened to this person and I had no control over it.
Not only that, y'all had already shared a connection that, you know.
Yeah.
So.
And it was just so intimate. And yeah. And once again, that's the reasons why, you know, I'm kind of like, the things that you do with somebody, it has those ramifications, mm-hmm. you know. But I also want to dip into a topic about when it comes with sexting and online sex and whatnot. You know, do you feel like that has had? Do you feel like it's something that's continuously growing and growing and growing, or do you feel like people are stepping away from that?
Yeah, I do feel like it is growing, which is weird to me because there's so many places where you can go and meet people.
Yes.
And I feel like the online thing is scary.
Yeah.
Because it's not like, you know, like anytime I date or anything like that, mm-hmm. It's always somebody who know that person.
Yeah.
They can give me something on them.
Yeah.
You know, if they're a bad person, type of people to hang out with, type of stuff they were into or whatever, you know, so it's kind of weird with the sexting thing.
Yeah.
Or like online dating.
Yeah.
This is going to sound terrible.
Okay.
But I feel like online dating is like going to buy a dog from the mall.
Why?
Because whenever you go to buy a dog from the mall,
it's already named.
It's a puppy mill dog, shitting everywhere. Like,
okay,
when you talk to someone who knows somebody, it's like going to a breeder.
Yeah,
you know you're getting a purebred dog.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
It's the same concept.
Mm-hmm.
If I know, because I know you,
mm-hmm.
and you know this person, okay, I'm gonna trust this person to not put me in bad hands.
Exactly.
Right.
I'm going on a whim. I know you. So that's how I see it. Because when you go on dating sites, people know what they want.
Mm-hmm.
People know what the end result's gonna be.
Yes.
y'all just trying to get some and keep it moving.
Yeah.
And that was an interesting way to put it.
Yeah. No, but seriously, it's the down straight up truth. Like, and I think another thing too, when it comes to online like dating and sexting, like I will never forget when I was in high school. Now at this point I was a junior, and I was like, once again, I was older than a lot of my classmates, so I was 18 at the time, and oh my god, I was such an asshole at the time because I was sitting there because we had a because we had a seminar. Because they had a seminar about like underage sexting and whatnot, and how like it was like, you know, they were saying like we follow a lot of you on your Facebook pages, y'all don't even know.
Whoa.
Like we're checking for stuff like
invasion of privacy.
No, but like seriously, like we're checking for that because there's so many predators out here that are lurking and making fake pages to get to y'all.
And this was at your school?
Yeah.
Wow.
And they had like actually like police people up there saying we have some of you as friends on Facebook, y'all just don't know.
Wow.
You know, and that's the thing, y'all have to be careful of certain stuff that you have to really look and dig down deep into it.
That's true.
And why I say I was asking about, because I was sitting there, I'm like, well, I'm 18, this doesn't apply to me. But looking back, it very much applied to me.
Mm-hmm.
Because, you know, and because it's that weird 18 is that weird age. It's that weird cusp, because a lot of the people that you're attracted to, that you date, are still technically underage. Mm-hmm. So they're like still 16 or 17, or when you're the one that's 16, you might be interested in someone who's like 18 or 19 years old. Mm-hmm. So you have to be careful with that, because you could very well possibly put someone in jail or end up in jail yourself. Mm-hmm. Because some states have those very strict dating laws. Mm-hmm. You know, and to me, for those young people, and I'm really gearing this more towards young people, because I feel like as adults we kind of have a good understanding and a good hold on online dating and sexting. Mm-hmm. It's more so the young teens that I'm worried about, because it's not safe. It's not safe to just meet somebody online and just meet up with them somewhere, especially if no one else knows where you're going. Mm-hmm. And I say that because I did it.
Yeah, I did too.
I did it. Like I met up with people and for that purpose.
Yeah, I have to.
Like, I'm gonna be honest, like a word for like the younger people. I know y'all want to have sex. I get it. Heck, we all do. I get it. But have a little patience.
Yes.
Educate yourself. Do your homework. Mm-hmm. Because when you come out here and you get some kind of disease and you get fucked up on something, mm-hmm. it could have all been saved if you had just done your work.
Absolutely. And
just looked into it. And I don't care who tries to glorify it by saying, oh, I lost my virginity at 12 or whatever. It's not cool. It's not a status symbol.
It's not.
Because when you get older, people aren't going to look at it like, oh, yeah, that's what's up. No.
It's not
They're
cool.
going to look at you like you're crazy.
It's disgusting.
Yeah, and they're going to look at you like, well, did you get molested? Because unfortunately, like, and I notice this with a lot of my male friends. Like, a lot of my male straight friends, like, they'll make jokes about, oh, you know, I was fucking bitches at 11, 10, whatever.
Yeah.
And then when they tell me the full story about it, it was like, you know, saying...
molested.
Yeah, it was like my 16, 17-year-old babysitter. No, you were molested.
Mm-hmm.
It's not cool.
You were taken advantage of, and you're trying to make it into a coping mechanism to try to turn it around like you had a choice and then you did it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And it's sad to me that it's been too far off that I've heard that from too many people.
Yeah.
But that's the double standard that we have nowadays, is where if it happened to a girl, oh, you know, the man's a monster. But if it happens to a guy, oh, well, yeah, he getting some. He's starting off early.
Exactly.
Yeah, that too. But I think on top of that, it's a thing of, instead of joking around with them, we need to take it more seriously. Because I'm gonna be honest with you. When I was that age with those guys, I was geeking them up because I didn't know any better, and I didn't understand. And at that age, I didn't understand the ramifications of what they were saying.
Yeah.
But as an adult now, it's like when someone says that, oh, I'm taking that seriously.
Like, you know some more now.
Yeah, I know now. But at that age, we don't really pay too much attention. I'm gonna be honest with you.
And that's why y'all don't need to be having sex, because y'all don't know.
Exactly. And that's the thing. Like, at that age, who took DARE seriously? Who took the Don't Do Drugs commercial seriously as teenagers?
Hey, man, y'all know what DARE stands for?
No.
Drugs are really expensive.
Wow. You learn something new every day, because I damn sure didn't know that.
Is that really what that means?
I don't know.
See, but you could have told me because I didn't care about that at that age. You know, who cares? You know, no one really too much cares about Smokey the Bear. It's just certain stuff that you don't
That
really.
was my boy.
I loved him.
That was clever.
Yeah, but it's just
Drugs are really expensive.
honestly right. But it's just certain things that you just don't really pay attention to when you're that age. That as an adult now, it's like, oh no, don't do that, or that shouldn't have happened, or you know. But I have to ask this question because I really want to know about you guys. I want to know more about you guys.
Okay.
Do you have any taboos in the bedroom? Any things that you absolutely will not do?
Definitely not anal sex.
Really?
No, I can't do it.
Have you tried it?
Slightly.
Oh,
but it's
girl.
just like, it's like I instantly like jump like, oh no, yeah. Wrong hole, fool.
Any hole is a goal.
Like, no.
Not at the
I
expense
can't.
of their lives.
Hello.
I can't do it.
What about you, Niklaus?
Going off of what she said, we have tried that, and it just. Cause you know what? Cause you like cause you see it in porn and it make it look so easy. Like it just
glorifies everything.
It just slips right in like a glove. That's
Yeah,
no.
It's porn.
Yeah.
No.
And then to be fair, they do a lot of off-camera prep too before that.
It's
not only that, I feel like with pornos, like the women on there, they do that. That's their job
for a living.
Yeah.
Cause I'm gonna tell you
they're
right.
already ready.
I'm gonna tell you right now. If it hurts for her, it hurt for me too. Because when you try to go in and you bend the wrong way, fuck it, get out of my house. I'm not talking to you no more. You didn't hurt me.
Exactly. Yeah, I can't do it.
Okay. So I don't have too many taboos. I really don't. The only thing is I don't do other bodily fluids. Don't pee on me.
Don't shit on me, please.
Don't shit on me.
Oh God, I will
wasn't
fight
even
you.
thinking about
I will
that.
fight you.
Yeah,
I'll
it
fight
get
you.
Weird, huh?
That's just now. Here's the thing. Okay, because I dated a guy who was into water play. It's called waterworks or water play or whatever.
Okay.
And I I can't believe I'm saying this.
Go ahead. Spill it.
I was like, we talked about this. I was like, you're not peeing on me, but I did pee on him.
Really?
I did. He wanted, because I was riding him, and he was like, and he told me to hold it in, like what? And he told me to pee on him while I was riding him, and it was so weird.
Are you serious?
It was so
He liked
weird.
it?
I kind of did. I'm not gonna hold you.
That is so weird. Oh my God.
Because I don't care. It feels good to pee. Like, peeing feels good.
It really does.
Especially if you've been
But
holding
not on
in.
somebody. Damn.
But it was in the moment because there was so much pleasure going on already. And then the pee, it was just like.
I'm pretty sure that was relaxing.
It
as
felt
fuck.
so good.
Yeah.
But after a while, I'm just like.
Oh my God, I peed on you.
I peed on somebody. I felt like R. Kelly. I felt disgusting.
Yeah.
Like you getting this whole double gulp.
Yes. Thank God I drank a lot of water. But I'm just saying. And then we were on a hotel, so I felt bad for the people who had to clean the sheets. I felt so bad.
Yeah.
Nah.
But what are you guys' go-tos for sex? What are your go-tos? Like,
It depends on
what is old reliable?
I feel like I enjoy writing.
Okay. I don't hear a lot of girls say that though. That's
I
funny.
enjoy writing.
Is it because you like being in control?
Not that I like to be in control. It's just I learn my body, so I know that I can make myself nut multiple times
Okay.
while I'm writing.
All right. Nick.
See, for me, it's kind of like a map of things that I'll just jump into.
Yeah.
Like the go-to first off is missionary. It's like the go-to.
Okay.
And
Yeah,
then once you do that,
I hate it.
once you do that, then you can jump off into other things.
Gigi, say that again.
I hate it.
Why?
Because it's old fashioned.
It is old fashioned, but it's like the tofu.
Like there's
It's like the tofu position.
So many different positions out here. This it's insane.
But my thing is, what do you start off with then?
See, I don't start off with missionary.
I start off writing.
Gigi says she wants it now.
Yeah, I start off writing, but it's also oral too.
Yeah.
So that's like the first, and it all depends on the mood after that.
Yeah.
Because it depends on how freaky the oral.
Hello. Because see, me and Nick have had this conversation before. If I do missionary, it's last. I end with missionary. Because here's the thing. I'm kind of like a Black Widow.
Okay.
Because I want, when you're about to climax, I want you to look dead in my eyes when I take your soul.
Yeah. Okay.
Like, that's kind of my thing. Like, I want it to be the end cusp of it all.
I got a new rule of the book.
Yes.
Foreplay
is a must.
Key.
It's a must.
It is key.
And long foreplay.
But the thing is, like, when I was younger, I didn't even like oral. Like, as far as receiving, I would like to give, but I never like to receive.
I don't like getting my dick sucked.
Really?
I'm the only guy I know that does not. I don't like it.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
I know another guy that doesn't.
I just don't like it.
Yeah.
I mean, thank you. I won't turn it down because I want to see what you can do, but I just don't like it.
So how he described it was, he said it's degrading of a woman.
We'll have to talk because I'm gonna have to ask you what his name is. Does he have a wife?
No.
Did he ever have a wife? Okay, never mind. That's what I'm thinking about.
Yeah.
Never mind. But
yeah, he said it's degrading.
Because head is a beautiful thing.
If you do it right.
I'll say.
Yes.
If you do it right.
It's like Edna Mode said. If done right, it's a noble task. If done correctly.
I hate him so much.
Yes.
If done correctly.
But for me, it's not degrading at all. Like, once again, I'm not opposed to it. It's just after so long, it's just kind of like, okay, what now?
Yeah.
What's next?
What's next?
So it doesn't get you.
No.
Does nothing for you.
It does nothing for me.
Wow.
Like,
that's interesting.
This my last guy I dated, like, he did it for my birthday, and I was just kind of I laid there and let it,
Right.
But I faked enjoying it to make him feel better. And he did nothing. He did everything he was supposed to. He was, he was very cookie cutters.
Is that the one you spat on his back?
Huh?
Is that the one you spat on his back?
No, that was the first time I topped a guy, and I was bored out of my fucking mind, and I spat on his back and like I nutted.
I can't.
I was like, this had to end. I needed to get him home. So I spit on his back. I was like, oh! Just did something. But for me, a go-to for me, I'm a very orally fixated person. And that's with guys and girls. I like mouth play. I love kissing. I love kissing all over your body, all of that. Like, that's my go-to.
Yeah.
And I'll do that for, like, however long. Yeah. I love long foreplay. But with sex, I don't really have a necessarily go-to for the beginning of sex. I just know I have to end my sex with missionary. That's just a must for me.
And I don't know what it is for me, but the first thing that kills me is like when you bite me on the neck, I die. My legs go out. I'm half my body weight. I'm working at like 50%. All right.
So is that like a spot?
This is all over my neck. Like, look, I ain't got money for the wheelchair. If you do this shit in public, I'm not driving nowhere. Fuck you. I'm gonna need a break. You better call a fucking ambulance or something, because it ain't happening.
I will tell you like this. I've told you all this before, and I'm gonna say it again for the public to hear this. I don't care if you're my friend, guy or girl. I don't care what it is. If you kiss me on my neck, I'm fucking you. And that's just that. Like, it might not.
I remember you saying that before.
It might not happen right then and there, but bitch, you on my list. It's happening. Some way, somehow. Because for you to do that, like, it's like it just turns on every switch up in my body.
I don't think I really have a
single spot.
No.
Well, no one has a singular spot. It's like
well, I mean, just at least one.
No, I don't have one.
Oh, you're difficult to work with.
Yeah.
Great.
A manufactured toy. Send back to
Send it
distributor.
Yeah, I don't have that one thing.
Defective.
Defect
I
toy.
don't have it.
That is so crazy.
No.
Speaking of toys, do y'all use toys? I don't. I hate them.
Yeah, I don't use toys.
I'm not.
We're gonna start jumping into that sometime soon.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Interesting.
fun. Was it you were the one that gave the tip about the dildo?
I don't know.
I'm gonna have to tell. I have a trick for you.
What's the trick? Say it.
Okay, so basically, it was one of my friends. I know I gave this to somebody, but basically, listen, don't be scared of dicks, okay? Look,
You got one.
don't be scared of dicks. She got one. While you like fucking her with that, like eat around her pussy while you put it in.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, eat around that. Play with her clit while you eat her.
Yeah.
You know,
That
pull it
drives
out,
her
and while you eat her
crazy.
pussy, put it up so she can suck her juices off of it. Then put it back in.
That's crazy. Oh
Mm.
my god.
Yeah.
Look, he's like, yep. I
Okay,
got
look. Check.
Duly noted.
But I'm just not. I can't do toys.
Yeah.
I've tried. It's not my groove. I need the real thing.
Yeah.
I feel like it's only good for a minute. Then it's time for you to time to jump in.
Yeah. To me, it's just something to make it to ease it up and smooth it up.
Right.
I think it'll be different if it's like, with your partner.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting.
Yes.
So I could probably do it then, but by myself, no, it doesn't work.
Yeah.
It's lame.
And I have a really good imagination, but even then, I'm just like, okay.
Yeah. Like, all right.
I will say though, I am in role play.
Really?
I love role playing.
I've been
It's
trying.
so much fun.
I've never done it.
Oh, do it in a relationship. Do it when
yeah,
you're with
of
somebody.
course.
It's so fun. It's so fun.
Tips.
Like, for example, my favorite one is, burglar.
Okay.
I'll leave a window open. And don't tell me when you're going to do it, because that doesn't make it fun.
No, it doesn't.
That doesn't make it fun. Do it. And of course, it's going to be like, when I have to place it myself or whatever. But I'll leave like a random window open. Pick one at your discretion. And, be good at it. Like, sneak in, tiptoe around. Act like you really trying to rob me. And then jump in and grab him from behind. Right? And then threaten him. You're gonna kill him or some shit. You got to make it convincing.
Yeah.
Like, if you're going to do it, commit.
Yeah.
And that's the biggest thing with role play. If you're going to do it, you have to commit
Like,
to
you
it.
really have to be in character.
Yes.
Like I'm gonna tell you right now, some clothes will be ruined.
Absolutely.
Clothes will be ruined.
Yeah, so pick an outfit that you don't care about
Mm-hmm.
and rip it off. I love the burglar one. I love playing the doctor one. Another one is like teacher or like somebody or like your boss. That's fun too.
Interesting.
It's so much fun. I love role playing, and I've dibbled and dabbled in BDSM as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like with because here's the thing too, and
Don't let 50 Shades of Grey throw you off.
First of all, 50 Shades of Grey is so vanilla to me.
Really?
It's
I
so
love it.
vanilla.
But that's the thing. When you see BDSM in the mainstream market, you'll see 50 Shades of Grey unless you go to somewhere like Pornhub or Xvideos.
yeah, like it's so vanilla to me. If you're gonna do it right. I will
Hang
say
them by their fucking ankles.
or their nipples. I will say though, I will say that I do love the fact that choking has become so mainstream.
Yeah.
Because I like being choked.
I never found the appeal of that. I don't put your
That's
do
because
not
you're
put
too
your hands.
scared to choke your girlfriend during sex because you think you're gonna hurt her.
Oh no, I do. It's become a thing now.
Oh, you started doing it now?
Yes, I've been doing it.
Oh, my tips are working.
I've been doing it.
My advice is working.
Which I will say to those who have girlfriends that do ask them to do that, it's okay. They will let you know.
Yes.
They will let you know. Because if
Definitely
you're heavy-handed like me, trust me, you will be afraid to do it.
Mm-hmm.
But once you start getting into the groove of it, it becomes natural.
And most importantly, make sure y'all have a consensual safe word.
Yeah.
Something that you both know, something that's not a normal word or normal phrase any of you would use, so that.
Or when she fucking taps you on the hand, or hits you in your shit,
But
Alright.
but in the lowest of keys, if she's been pissing you off all day, kind of scare a little bit. Just ignore her the first few times. Just keep going.
I cannot.
Just choke the shit out of her.
I can't with that.
Just choke her. Just let it go.
Like, that shit. Remember that shit she was
Bitch.
talking.
All that shit.
Like I was showing the shit yesterday. If she says slap me,
Yeah.
bop.
Bitch.
Okay. Well, back up. Stop playing with me. But guys, we're gonna take a quick break. We're gonna have a word. You're gonna hear a word from one of our sponsors, and when we come back, I'm gonna do the talk about literature, erotic literature to be exact. And we will be right back. Are you looking for a new choice for healthier, more beautiful skin? Then check out Bath Savvy. Bath Savvy creates unique recipes for all natural body creams, oil blends, sugar scrubs, and more using premium pampering ingredients for the health and beauty of skin. Check them out at bathsavvy.com for all their bundled deals and updates for more products. All right, guys, and we are back with Pink Yoga. Now, I was going to come back with one topic, but my co-hosts really want to open up one of our other topics, and I think it'll be a perfect time for it. So I have a question for the both of you, or a topic that I want to have you guys opine on. When do you guys think is the best time to talk sexual issues with a new partner?
When you're starting to come up to when you're about to actually have sex. Because I know for me, one of the things that threw me off when me and Jasmine first started dating, she's into biting. And she bit me on the neck one time, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Okay.
And I'm like, this is not cute. This don't do nothing for me.
Okay.
But when I told her, I'm like, okay, I'm not really feeling this too much. Ease into it. As she started to ease into it and she did it correctly,
Right.
I like it.
Okay.
So I feel like when your partner hears what you're saying about a certain issue of sex, it will, once again, it sets the tone for how your whole relationship will be.
Honestly, I think I can vibe with you on that because I don't too much care for biting either. Like, because a lot of people don't know how to bite. Because you don't necessarily bite. If you're gonna bite, you nibble.
You're not a fucking T-Rex.
Yeah. Calm down, Jaws.
Okay.
It's not that serious.
Thank you.
I don't like Gigi, how you feel? Like, what's your take on biting?
I actually bite. So,
like, what does it do for you?
I don't know. It just feels good. I like pain.
Okay.
So pain feels good.
Okay.
The
But
sexual
I was like,
way.
but you don't like anal.
Yeah, nah.
Okay, I'm about to say this. You know what? Fuck this.
Nah.
'Cause I feel real disrespected. So first of all, anal is great.
Yeah, I'm scared.
On the receiving, it's great. Now, I will say this: it ain't for everybody.
Exactly.
It ain't for everybody. I don't tell everybody to do it. But however, for me, it's literally one of the best feelings on earth. Like once it's in there, because don't get me wrong, of course it hurts a bit when you first try to do it.
Yeah.
But it's one of the things where once you get used to it, you kind of understand how much pain your body can take. Like for me, it was the best indicator of my tolerance for pain. Because now I know, I would never have a problem going to get like piercings or like maybe like a tattoo or something. Because my pain tolerance tends to be really high.
So that's like the what you use
as a pain indicator.
Okay.
It's kind of like when a woman has a baby. It's her pain indicator.
I'm not sticking a toothbrush up my butt to determine whether I'm gonna go get ear piercings, but
Well, I mean,
yeah.
if you lube it up first, you're not really gonna feel it. It's too skinny.
My body is completely different. Like I can take sex pain. But
Yeah.
Like, I have tattoos and all them bitches hurt. I was like ready to cry. I have plenty of piercings and I'll be ready to cry. So my body is like
your pain
different.
tolerance is low.
Yeah, it is.
And on top of that too, women don't have a prostate, whereas men do. So for me, that's literally how, if you hit it right,
Yeah.
that's how I orgasm. Like it's been times where if the sex is really good and you're hitting that spot, I don't have to touch myself to orgasm.
Yeah.
Oh God. But yeah, anal is great. Anal is great. But with the topic of when is the time to have a discussion about sex issues, for me, like, and a lot of times I notice this in the gay community, a lot of our sex issues we talk out first. So, for example, the whole thing about being a top, bottom, or versatile in our community, it matters because two bottoms do not make it don't happen, especially they're full bottoms, because the full thing is you have strict tops, versatile tops, fully versed people, verse bottoms, and strict bottoms, and then you have people who are oral only.
Okay, so the ones that are bottoms, like, how do they get pleased?
Because once again, we have that prostate. So even if you're just only taking or like getting probed, having sex, or whatever, getting that, you're still orgasming from being fucked.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's still it's that prostate there, and that's how strict bottoms will orgasm.
Okay.
Yeah, whereas strict tops, obviously, it's just what people will look at as the regular straight man.
Right.
So that's kind of how our community is. We usually, for the most part, we'll ask that first, like, top, bottom, first, what are you? To kind of know where we're gonna go forward.
Yeah.
Because most of the times we'll just end up friends.
So with me, from my experiences, it's usually talked about after the first time, because it's like I want to see how we vibe together, like our chemistry together, without us actually having like a real conversation about it.
Right.
Because I feel like that's what sex is supposed to be. It's supposed to be natural.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
I can see that.
So it's like after the first time, I don't like this that you do or that you do, then I'll talk about it, like, hey, I kind of didn't like that, or
okay,
I wish you did more of this. So it's usually talked about after the first time.
But like I was saying, that's what again sets the standard for a relationship, that communication.
That's true.
If you can tell me you don't like this and you don't like that, you want me to do more of this and I do more of that, and I actually go and do it, that shows that I'm reliable in a relationship. And I feel like that's key.
Yeah.
That's key for relationships, period.
Yeah.
Definitely.
But I'll never forget, I had met this guy online, and he had came over to my house, to obviously do things. And it was the funniest thing to me because I don't think I'm a masculine man. I'm not overtly a masculine man at all. That's just not my judge. So when he came over, we were sitting there talking, whatever, and he was like, I don't want to offend you, but this is not going to work. And I was like, well, what's wrong? He was like, you're too masculine for me. And I was like, what are you expecting? He was like, I want like a fully like super like uber feminine like guy. Like I like borderline nails and like wigs and shit.
Wow.
Yeah, and so it was kind of one of those things where it was kind of like, okay.
I just think it's weird. Like, why wouldn't you just get a woman?
That, and then on top, and for me, it was just kind of thing where for me, it was like, why didn't you ask that? Why didn't we have this conversation ahead of time?
Yeah.
Like, if this is something that you're attracted to, why didn't you say anything? Because in my pictures, I wear boy clothes.
I was about to say, like,
yeah.
If you're paying attention to the pictures and everything like that, you already knew offhand it wasn't going to work.
Exactly.
So
it's like, for me, like, what were you
just
expecting?
Just kind of dumb.
Yeah. Like, you wasted your time.
Right.
Yeah. I have some wild, like, online sex stories. I'll never forget this one time. It was this guy, and he messaged me on one of my dating apps, and he wanted to pay me $40 to wear fishnets while he wanted to fuck me. I was like, absolutely not. Absolutely not. This other guy didn't want me to bathe before he came over. He wanted me to.
What did I just say?
He wanted me to shit on him.
What the? Oh, yeah, you told me about
that. Real fine guy though. So he was like, I told him I was gonna get in the shower. He was like, no, you don't have to. I said, no, it's okay. I'm gonna get in the shower. I said, I'll be done by the time you get over here. So I went and took my shower. got ready. He came over. We started doing it. He could not stay hard. And at first I'm thinking it's just me. I'm like, well, damn, am I ugly or something? He was like, so you really took a shower? I said, yeah. He was like, I wanted you to shit on me.
I would have been so disturbed. Like, this is not gonna work.
I was like,
you gotta go.
What do you mean? Like, what do you mean?
Are you serious?
I didn't eat all morning. What do you mean?
Are you for real?
I haven't eaten breakfast. Like, I'm hungry as fuck. And you sit here playing in my face. What do you mean? You want me to shit on you?
Well, you wasn't bullshit.
Like, what do you mean? Literally, you were bullshitting. What do you mean?
What?
Yeah, that is.
He ended up leaving for rightful reasons. But it's crazy to me. It's crazy to me. But once again, it's those, what you want, say that. Say that ahead of time.
That's communication.
Yeah, shit like that.
That's
I
key.
feel like shit that's different, that's not in the norm.
Yeah.
You definitely have to vocalize that.
Yes.
First. But if you don't have any like weird shit, like weird fetishes or anything like
Yeah.
that, then I feel like it's fine. It's off of the vibe that you'll have and the connection, chemistry, all that. So.
Gigi, I have a question for you.
Okay.
Could you be with a guy who is bisexual?
I don't think I could.
Okay.
Cause I would think that it's fake.
Really?
Yeah.
Why? I'm
Because
interested.
look.
Oh, I'm like, yes.
Because it's like, I feel like it's some type of confusion. So it's like, would you want me to do the things to you that you would want a man to do?
Okay.
And it's like, well, I'm not really into that type of stuff. So this isn't gonna work.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. Because I know this is one girl that I know, and I fully think her boyfriend is bisexual, but that's none of my business. But they do that stuff. Like they she will get a dildo and have at it with him and whatnot. And she because with her, she had been married before, and they didn't do any of that. They didn't explore any of that. So now that she's with him, it's like she gets to explore that more openly sexual side of her.
I feel like after so long, like after so many years, he would have to be honest with himself. Like, you know what? This really isn't going to work.
Yeah.
I really do want a dude. Because it's like, with you doing all type of playful stuff like that, even if it is with a woman, you're still getting pleased in that type of way that you really want. So.
Because the only reason I ask is because I know a lot of women that feel that way. And for me personally, and obviously I would, most people think I would have a bias. But for me, the way I look at it, I feel like there are people men out here that are truly bisexual. And I don't know, the way I see it is that if he's doing it with a woman, he wants to do it with you. Like, does that make sense? And in my honest opinion, I don't feel if your prostate is in your ass or near the area and it's for pleasure, why not use it? And I feel like it's a society thing where we put this whole stigma behind.
That's true.
If you're a bisexual man and you're just gay.
Yeah. And it's this whole idea that men can't interact with butt play and whatnot, and exploring his prostate and exactly what pleases his body. It's this whole thing about you have to have sex as a man a certain way.
That's true.
So
I can see that.
Yeah. So for me, I just kind of I'm just more open to that.
Yeah.
And I'm much which is nothing against people who aren't. Because everybody has their own thing, but that's just kind of how I've always looked at it.
I actually have never looked at it like that because I'm like how society views it.
Yeah.
Where it's like any type of butt play or anything like that. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, he might be a little confused.
Because to be honest with you, like even 5 years ago, I felt that way. I was like, please, he's not bisexual. That's a gateway. He's being gay.
Yeah.
Like I felt that way. But over time, like experiencing life and talking to people, I learned differently.
Yeah.
That there are really truly bisexual people out here. This guy I used to work with, he's bisexual, but he has a girlfriend, and he's been with her about a year now, and he is just very like, no, I will not be with a guy while I'm with her. Like, that's just that. He said if I end up with a guy, so be it. If I end up with a girl, so be it.
Okay.
So that's just kind of just how he feels. Nick, where's your head at on that topic?
it kind of went off into a direction.
It did.
It went off into a different direction. But I do think that sometimes sex does build loyalty.
Yes.
Sex does build loyalty.
It definitely does.
Because when you put passion into sex, it shows that you care about that person. You know, you really have, like, you know, this person's best interest at heart. And when you reciprocate that, that's what builds a beautiful relationship.
Agree.
If you don't give a damn, why should I? So my whole thing is like, now, you know, I've been fairly loyal before.
Yes.
But it's like now more than ever, I'm like bound to you like white on rice.
Yeah.
Or I'm bound to you like a cheap suit. You know?
So one of Steve Harvey suits. No shade. Just saying. No shade.
But a whole tea field in China.
I'm just saying. No shade.
But that builds loyalty. You know, that's important. So that's where my head went.
Right.
Now, as far as being bisexual, I mean, once again, you just like both genders.
Yeah.
I mean, ain't nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
You just like what you like. And that's the problem with people.
It was just kind of just a random random thing that just popped in my mind because I was like, I wonder what Gina feels about this.
Right.
Like that, you know, because I always ask, every time I have the chance, I always ask women that because I love the variations of answers that I get.
Because I'm gonna tell you right now, what I took from solely from the conversation that you guys had, people can't mind their own business. People want to try to sit here and Scooby-Doo some kind of answer together. And it's a lot simpler than what it is. But because people can't mind their business, they want to say, oh, well, you this and you that and you like this and you like that. That's not the case. Yeah. And it's not for you to worry about. That's where my head was at.
I feel you.
I can't stand when people just can't mind their own business. We be the most selfish people on the planet.
Yes.
But yet when it being somebody else's business. Break that one down. Help, man, make it make sense to me.
Okay, like SZA said. But I do have another question. Do you think you can be happy without sex?
No.
Depends on when you get it. It depends, man.
No.
It depends.
I'll say this because, okay, obviously we all had a time before we lost our virginities and we were fine. The problem is that now that we've experienced it and in variations of how good and not good it is, and it's always going to be in the back of my mind. It's always going to be in the back of your mind. Would you want to fuck me?
Now I'm a jump and
How
say
about
this.
you?
How can you fuck me?
I'm gonna jump and say this. If your significant other, right, somehow y'all become significant others through some technicality. Y'all don't like the same shit. Y'all just together to be together. Okay. Then no, you probably wouldn't be happy without sex, because if the sex is good, okay, then you'll stay. Yes. But if you have something in common with this person, you're willing to do things with this person, you're willing to see a world with this person, then yes, I can be okay without it. And I know y'all gonna disagree.
No, it's not so much that. I get what you're saying.
Yeah, I definitely do. And in all honesty, it's like if I'm in a relationship, or even if I'm by myself, then I'm definitely okay without sex because I'm, secure with myself. But if I'm in a relationship, I don't know, that's hard. In all honesty, it's hard.
But would you think about it like this?
Depends on the situation.
Yeah, but you gotta think about it like this. Me, I'm happy without it, because me and Jasmine can kick it. When I get it, I'm ecstatic. I would die happy. But it's because her and I can kick. Nigga,
I call bullshit. I've seen you without sex for over 2 weeks.
Oh, it is. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it is rough. It is rough.
Exactly.
It's rough than the motherfucker.
It's
rough than the motherfucker.
Look, like how you've seen me hungry, I have seen you. Oh, it is not pretty. But I love every part of it because it's just so out of character for you.
But
it's literally like watching Jekyll and Hyde. It's so crazy to me.
But it's something that I would do for Jasmine.
Mm-hmm.
If it was anybody else, oh no, fuck you, eat a dick, die.
See, for me, it depends. Like, it's just like, for example, if I was married to somebody, amazing relationship, amazing marriage, and God forbid something happened to them, we got into a bad accident, and they can't use that part of their body anymore, I would stay. Because I've built this connection with you. No, seriously.
Take a wheelchair.
Like, I've built, oh my God. Oh my God. No, but like, and how long have we been together? Like, what's our connection? Because for me, and y'all know me, sex is a huge part of a relationship for me. It's not the biggest part, but it's a huge part of the relationship.
For me too.
But it's that connection. Like,
it is.
Can I depend on you? And I feel like that's a really big test of your compatibility with somebody.
And once again, children,
but
that's why it's important to not have sex yet.
But if we just not having sex just to not have it,
look, this is on my show.
That depends on the person.
No,
that depends on the person.
No. Because in my honest opinion, if we're together, if you're not having sex with me, you having sex with somebody.
Yeah.
I'm just being honest.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I can see why you would. Yeah, I can see why you would think about it like that.
Yeah, I'm just being honest, and it's not even a trust thing, but it's just like, okay, we haven't had sex in what, over a month, and we see each other on a regular basis. Who else you fucking?
Yep.
Cause it ain't me, and I'm sitting here cranky and shit. Who is it? Can I get a piece of it? Damn.
I'm gonna tell you
something.
I'm gonna tell you.
Can I get a finger?
Okay, a tongue.
I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you right now.
Can you blink at me, shit?
A whole sexual pack
wink.
is one of the scariest things. Damn, a fuck you something.
Look, wishful thinking. Damn. Wishful thinking.
Call me a bitch. Something.
Hey, stop. Break hard enough and make the seatbelt choke. Shit, something. Damn.
Sorry,
feed me
Nick,
a Popeye's biscuit. Choke me. Damn.
Shit, trip me or something.
Okay.
God damn.
Shit. Like,
tell me I ain't shit.
Something. Can I get a slap on the ass?
something.
Hello.
Like, I'm sorry. It's just.
Call me a fat ass Kelly Price.
I got a little kiss.
Okay,
I got a little kiss.
Like that's my whole
Lord.
thing. That's just how I look at it. I'm sorry. Like, who are you doing?
Yeah.
Who are you doing? And even then, if you're a paraplegic, you can't use that body. After a certain point, I'm gonna ask you, are you well enough to fuck me? Like, what?
You okay?
Grab my arms.
Look, hand me a splint. I gotta stand this shit up for something. Can we get a splint for his dick just to stand it up so I can use it? Damn. That's fucked up.
It's fucked up. That's funny though.
All right, y'all. We're gonna take a real quick break, and when we come back, I have a story that involves erotic literature.
Oh boy.
And it's a story that involves my middle school gym teacher.
Ooh.
We'll talk about this when we come back. Okay, guys. Now it's time to talk about one of my favorite brands, Palm Treat. Palm Treat has created a body of work that is a biting reflection of modern culture. Themes of nihilism, dark humor, and anti-consumerism are woven throughout the pieces of digital designs, clothing, posters, books, skate decks, pins, patches, and more that the artists of Palm Treat have created. Make sure to visit palmtree.design to indulge in the relationship between artistic expression and popular cartoons today. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the episode. Now, before we go, I have to bring up the topic of erotic literature. Now, have you guys ever dibbled and dabbled into erotic readings and whatnot?
I definitely have. Wow, I don't really know.
What?
Does the coldest winter ever count?
The coldest what?
The coldest winter ever?
I haven't even heard of that.
Really?
Mm-mm.
Wow, you need to read it. It's really good.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But and then.
Why? Hold on, y'all. Why, Nick? Why are you dying laughing?
Yeah, are you okay?
Are you? What?
all my niggas watching.
Wait, what?
He said all his friends watch hentai, which is like anime porn.
Oh, are you serious?
Oh shit.
That's funny as fuck.
Oh shit.
No, but low key. When I was like early high school, like late middle school, I used to read like a lot of yaoi.
Oh god.
Like I used to be really into that. For those of you that don't know, yaoi is like
It's gay hentai.
it's gay hentai, which is gay anime porn. It's fabulous. Anywho, as you were saying.
But there's another book. It's called I think it's called Cat Trap. The Cat Trap.
Okay.
But it's very erotic. It was really good. She was really crazy, but it was really good.
Okay. I'm gonna have to do my research.
Yeah.
Niklaus, what about you?
You heard what I had to say. But I just never found like books like that to be very entertaining because I'm a visual person.
Okay.
When
So
it comes
you
to
can't
that,
read and like visualize it?
I try to use my imagination, but I don't use my imagination for things like that.
Oh, okay.
Like if I'm reading like a different book, like a Harry Potter or a, I don't know, time travel trio or whatever, then I'll use my imagination.
Okay.
But when it comes to sex, it's like that's something I can do. Why am I trying to sit here and visualize it?
Okay.
Fair
Because
enough.
to
That's
some
fair.
people are like, oh yeah, that's easy because you've actually done it.
Yeah.
But it's like your imagination is. I think my imagination is for things that I haven't done or can't do.
Okay. That's fair.
Yeah.
That's a really good way to put it.
Yeah.
So for me, I started young. Because back in the day, I don't know if they still do it now, but Cosmopolitan, in the far back of their magazine, they would have postings. It would be like at least 2 postings of like erotic stories people would send in.
Really?
Yeah, so I would read those, and I will sneak off and read like my family members like Zane books.
Yeah.
Like Zane, and this is one I very vaguely remember about her like having sex with her boss on his desk. It's fabulous.
Yeah.
But I do have an erotic story that I want I want to talk about. So, for all intents and purposes, I'm going to change the names of the people I'm about to talk about in the story.
Okay.
So, we're going to say my gym teacher's name is Mr. Dark. And the boy in question, his name is going to be
Light.
Kevin. So, I went to school when I had this middle school gym teacher. His name, Mr. Dark. Now, we never got along. We always got into it. He always started making it seem like I was lazy for not participating in gym. Woo. Never liked the guy. And it was this boy in my class, Kevin. So I used to read a lot of like erotica, especially gay erotica, on this website. I can't remember the name of it, but it was this website like long ago on my phone. So I started reading one, and obviously it was a young boy in gym class, and he was detailing all his experience in gym, whatever, woo woo. And as I started to read, the details started to sound real familiar. And so as I'm reading, I'm like, is this my high school? So I kept reading, and he put the teacher's name in the story. And I scrolled all the way back up and looked at the username, and it was the boy that I was in school with. So I read the rest of it, and it was so graphic. Like, it was so graphic.
Are you serious?
Yes. Now, obviously, they didn't have sex, or to my knowledge, they didn't have sex. But in his fan fiction, that was this erotica that he wrote. That was, he wanted to have sex with his gym teacher.
Wow.
And it was so eerily detailed, to the point like he would mention like other classmates, like participating with them, like playing with them while he was thinking about the teacher.
Oh my God.
So the following day, I went to school, right? And of course, I wouldn't be me if I didn't confront him about it. So I went to him and I was like, "So, Kevin," and I said the name of the story. So I was like, "So, A Dark Tale in Egypt." His face, if he saw a ghost, that's exactly what he looked like. He turned so pale, and he was like, "How the fuck did you find that?" And like, we're cool now, but at the time,
Yeah.
I was gagging. I could not I just could not believe that. What are the chances,
Right.
of all the stories that I could have found, it would be him. It would be his. Fabulous. Also, there was this other boy. Now, this one I was in high school. It was this boy. For all intents and purposes, his name was Manny. He was he was about a grade or two higher than us. But he was one of those kind of like outsider, like outcast kids or whatever. But everyone knew not to mess with him, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So every now and then we would find little notes around the school where he would write like having sex with like students, and he was bisexual. So anybody was up for, anybody was subject to him.
Oh my
And
God.
and it would be detailed. It would be like little notes, and he wouldn't put them in people's lockers. He would just set a note right there, maybe on a corner of the hallway, or put it in this plant here. Oh, he was like that. It was crazy. So
So he used to use names and stuff
yes,
like that?
he would use their names. He just would never use his name. Like, for a while, we didn't know it was him until we found out it was him. It was
crazy.
insane. And actually, the same boy. So, I used to be a huge skipper when I was in high school. More so in my early years. So, I'd have been a sophomore at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And it was this bathroom that I always skip in. So, I made my way to the bathroom. And I looked at the first stall and I saw a pair of feet and a pair of knees. Right? So I'm like, I'm not going door and shit. It was him and this other boy that I had no clue was gay.
Oh my.
In there. And so I was like, y'all, so, they came out or whatever. They were like, please don't tell, please don't tell. I say, y'all, that is not my tea. I'm not going to tell. But if y'all going to do it, can y'all at least go to the last stall? So they were like, okay. So they ended up leaving out the bathroom, right? So I hung out in there for about 15 minutes. I was like, okay, cool. So I went to go move on to my next bathroom. You don't want to stay in the bathroom too long. I move on to the next bathroom. These niggas are at it again. In the last stall. It's just too much. But as far as erotica, it's I've had some very weird experience when it comes to erotica and in erotic literature. Like very, very, very weird situations.
Yeah, that is very weird.
Yes, but I am down to read some more about it. But before we end this episode, does anyone have any comments? Anything that they want to say in regards to the sexual spectrum? How they feel about sex? What they feel people need to know about sex? Before we end this episode.
I just feel like it's very important to definitely do safe sex, using condoms and different things like that, and don't be afraid to experience with your partner, especially if you guys are close. And obviously you're close if you're having sex and in a relationship. So don't be afraid to experience and explore different things. And that's basically it.
Nick, anything you would like to say to the audience?
It's like she said, just do it right, and be careful when you do it. And when you are of young age and you really feel the urge to want to go and do it, try to hold off as long as you can, because once you start doing it, you're gonna want more, and when you want more, you think less.
Fair enough.
True.
So
I will repeat a quote that my very wise health teacher taught me my senior year, and that is, swallow or spit, but don't let it sit. That's it for today's episode, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you guys so much for joining us on this next episode of Pink Yoga.
Oh my God.
Now, the topic for next episode we're going to dive into, and I'm going to give you guys a heads up about it. Our next topic is going to be, what does it mean to be black? One of our deeper episodes.
I love it.
Now, before we go, Gigi, would you like to tell the audience your platforms where they can follow you for your personal life, your updates?
So, you guys can follow me on Instagram. I have two profiles on Instagram. One is my personal. It is GigiMichelle_, and my business profile is Keep It G Productions on Instagram, and then Facebook it's just Gina Thomas.
Okay. Nick? how about you? Where can the people come and subscribe to your ramblings and your fun times?
You can add me on PlayStation at Kendra the Deity.
Okay.
You can find me on
Can
Twitter.
you spell that for people who may not know how to spell that?
KIN Dread the DEITY.
Awesome.
You can also find me on Twitter.com under the same name.
Okay. Fair enough. And for me, for those of you who want to follow me, join my cult following on Facebook at Devin James. Follow me on Instagram at Devereaux, DEVEREAUX with 4 underscores. Same thing for Twitter. And I will be keeping you guys up with updates and whatnot. Also follow the Pink Yoga Facebook page. Follow the not Pink Yoga on Twitter, and follow Pink Yoga TM on Instagram, where we may be having merchandise coming up.
Ooh.
You guys keep watching for that.
We got merch.
We got merch coming, guys. So keep an eye out for that.
Buy my merch.
Yes. But that is all we have for today. Thank you guys so much for listening. And with that, we will see you guys next time. Goodbye.
Bye.
Buy my merch.